Hi, so if you're a teacher who is looking at transitioning out of teaching and into the corporate world, one of the questions that you should absolutely be asking yourself is how are you going to compete with people who have years more documentable experience doing the type of work that you want to do. Hi, my name is Lisa Carter. I'm a career transition coach. I work primarily with teachers, and today I want to talk to you about things that you can do to strategically position your resume so that you are competitive with people who have more, documentable experience than you do. So the first thing that I want you to consider doing with your resume to strategically position it is to make sure that you have included the right keywords. Now, the reason why you want the right keywords is because the right keywords will increase the visibility of your resume in the applicant tracking system as well as with the recruiter. So if nothing else, that's a biggie right there, okay? The second thing that you want to consider when identifying keywords is the type of keywords. So I'm going to give you 4 types of keywords to help you get started. So the first type of keyword that you want to look for are job titles. So when you're creating that keyword list, make sure that you're listing the job titles. The second type of keyword that I want you to think about is the relevant training or certifications. So for instance, if you want to be an instructional designer and you have a certificate or a certification in Storyline 360, that is what I would consider a relevant certification or specialized training. The third type of keyword that I want you to look for is education. Like, what is the level of education that most employers who hire for the type of position that you're looking for, what is the education level that they are interested in having their next, whatever it is you're looking for, what is that education level? Now, the reason why I want you to give this some thought is that for some of you, you have, for instance, your PhD. So let's say that you are looking for a instructional design job and all they really want you to have is a bachelor's degree, but you have your PhD. You're proud of it. It took you, quite a bit of time to earn it. And you just feel like you want to include that on your resume. I totally get that. But what I want you to think about is from a strategic position, does having that PhD included on your resume price you out of the job? I'm not saying that it does, but I want you to start just thinking strategically about what you include on your resume and what that means to a recruiter who was reviewing that resume. The fourth thing that I want you to think about, or the fourth type of keyword that you need to be looking for, are the hard skills, so quantifiable skills. Now, the interesting thing about keywords is they can actually be like keywords or keyword phrases. So I want to give you an idea about keywords that make your resume more visible in both the applicant tracking system as well as with recruiters. So let's say that you wanted to be an instructional designer, and there are 2 types of hard skills that you need. You need experience with Storyline 360, and you need to have excellent collaboration skills. Which of those 2 do you think would be the best keyword to kind of feature on your resume as like a core competency, for example? Would it be Storyline 360 or excellent collaboration skills? I'm going to tell you the answer. It's going to be Storyline 360, because that is something, 1, that the applicant tracking system will absolutely pick up. 2, that the recruiter will absolutely do a little check in their head. That's a hard skill that they have. Even though excellent collaboration skills are absolutely necessary and is a good keyword phrase, that is an excellent opportunity for you to use that as a bullet point where you give additional detail around your accomplishments as someone who has excellent collaboration skills, for example. So I hope that was a clear enough of an example to show you, how you want to choose like the right keywords and how you want to use them, either as a core competency that kind of stands alone, or as a bullet point where you show that you were able to get a result using that, keyword phrase. So with that said, I'm going to stop talking about keywords and I'm going to move on to my second point, which is to tailor your resume to a specific position. Now, let me tell you why this is so strategically important to you. The average job seeker, professional, highly educated job seeker depends on that when they create their resume. They assume that they know what type of skills and qualifications that the employer is looking for, and typically they just kind of create their resume from their heart. That's how I pronounce it. I mean, that's how I think about it. Like, they just think about, how amazing they are, and they just pour all that amazingness out on their resume. But this is the deal. The recruiter might not necessarily, even the hiring manager, might not necessarily have a background in that area. So they are going to be relying on that job description. So if the recruiter and the hiring manager are likely to be, leaning heavily on finding and searching for resumes that kind of align directly with that job description, as job seekers, we should absolutely do the same thing. So if you really want to, kind of outpace your competition and position your resume to be strategically superior, you absolutely want to tailor your resume to that job description. Again, I'm going to stop talking about that. I feel some kind of way about tailoring your resume. All right. And then the last thing that I want to share with you that you should do is I want you to take the extra step that everybody knows that they should be taking, but nobody ever does. I want you to get in the habit of taking 5 to 10 minutes, in some cases even before you submit your resume to a job, and see if you can find a recruiter or hiring manager who is likely to be hiring for the specific position that you're applying for. Now, if you can, I want you to reach out to that person. I would recommend LinkedIn, and reach out directly to that person and tell them who you are, what your job title is, not teacher, but that job title that you're applying for. I want you to share with them your very best qualification for that job, and I want you to make that statement clear and concise. Don't go on for 10 paragraphs. I want you to just, quickly and concisely tell them, what your top qualifications are. And then I want you to tell them what you'd like them to do with this information. Would you like for them to call you? Would you like for them to allow you to call them? Would you like for them to just be aware of who you are and look for your name in the applicant tracking system? You want to be that one who makes it as easy as possible for that recruiter to see you, to value your qualifications, and then when possible, you want to give them direction on how they can connect with somebody as amazing as you. Now, if you're feeling a little uncomfortable, like, Lisa, that feels a little scary, it does feel scary. And that's the reason why most people will never do it. But I guarantee you, after you've done it 3 or 4 times, it's just going to be a Tuesday for you. You are totally not going to be stressed about it. You're just going to do it, and it's going to become a habit, and it's going to be the habit that's going to help you cut your job search time, I'm going to say, by 70%. I don't have any actual data on that, other than I've been doing this for a long time. So I know what I know. All right. And then the last thing that I want to tell you is more of a best practice. It's more about how you think. Just know this. you are going to put yourself out there for recruiters and they are not going to respond. Let's say you put yourself out there for 100 recruiters and of that 101 response. It's okay. Do not judge them. Don't allow yourself to feel some kind of negative way about that. You have no idea what those recruiters are going through on their job, trying to find the right candidates. You just do what you can do. So with that said, I am going to stop talking, because talking is what I do. And I am going to see you in my next video. Thank you so much.